stick with me momentarily because I need to take care of these two, please. I'm gonna have to leave within the next 20, 30 minutes at the most.
Okay.
All right. The court, who's our court reporter right now, Patty?
Kayleen,
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was Pollard that left. All right. For some reason, I thought that, anyway. At this time, court calls case number 640-940, State versus Rebecca Dillon, and 639-202, State versus Edmund Ortiz. I am having technical difficulties, folks. How unusual, huh, Patty?
do you want to ask Linda to go assist you, Judge?
Yeah, would you please? The only thing I see on this screen is me, nobody else.
On the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you should see a lot of cubes, a cube that says view. Maybe you need to change to full screen
Change to what?
or exit full screen.
Yeah, I can't even get the cursor in there. It's my problem. There we go. Let's see, top right, X. All right. Now I have only one line of folks. Rebecca Dillon, where are you?
Yes, Your Honor.
See you, okay, and Mr. Ortiz? Mr.
Yes, Your
Ortiz,
Honor.
where are you? Wave your hands or something?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, now your camera is catching the top right-hand corner of your head, but nothing else. You want to move your camera around or whatever? The other way. A little more.
Yes. Sorry, sir.
Much better. Okay, now down a little bit. Aim your camera down a little bit.
Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, that's much better. All right. Mr. Ortiz, Ms. Dillon, would you please raise your right hand? Would you please raise your right hand? Each of you? Patricia, am I muted or what?
No, sir. No, they have their hands raised.
Okay. Do each of you solemnly swear that in this proceeding, the information and responses you receive, you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Mr. Ortiz,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dillon,
Yes, Your Honor.
very good. Each of you has been charged with some kind of criminal offense. In order for us to proceed, before we proceed, I am going to share with you specific protections and rights that you have. The first right is the right to remain silent. That means that neither of you in your individual cases can be required to give a statement. You can't be forced to answer questions or to submit written paperwork that has your signature, especially any kind of papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. You understand you have that right, Ms. Dillon?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you individually has the right to a jury trial. That means that you and your attorney and the state could select 6 people from a pool of disinterested citizens who would hear the entire trial, all the evidence, testimony, whatever, and decide whether you are not guilty or whether you have been proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt. That's called the right to a jury trial. You understand you have that right, Mr. Ortiz,
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dillon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you has the right to confront witnesses. Now, those are big words. What it means is that if you decided to go to trial, the state would have to put people up to testify to prove up to your case. You and your attorney would have the right to cross-examine, question, or challenge any witness who would testify. That's called the right of confrontation, or is to face your accusers or face witnesses. You understand you have that right, Ms. Dillon,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you would have the right to appeal after the case is over, everything is done. Each of you and your attorneys would have the right to demand that a higher court review the official record and the evidence in this case. Now, for whatever legal challenge you wanted to make, you'd have to be careful about that, either you or your attorney or the combination, because the right of appeal requires that you follow some technical rules, including the form and substance of the documents and the time limitations, among other things. But that is the right to appeal. You understand you have that right, Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dillon?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also have the right to demand that this proceeding and all proceedings be done in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we have not been doing that. And in order to proceed, you were required to review and consent to a video conference, which is what we're doing right now by computer, the internet, etc. Did you in fact review a document? And by the way, the state has the same right, and you have probably reviewed their document. But did you review your own document saying that you approve of, you consent to the video conference method? Ms. Dillon?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, there are other documents, very important documents that you have reviewed and signed. Did you review and sign the documents that you reviewed and signed? Did you do them with the advice and review and consent or counsel of your own attorney, Ms. Ortiz? I mean, Mr. Ortiz.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Dillon.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Attorneys, Jeffrey Martinez and Ivan Barrera, in your respective cases, did you review with and counsel with your respective client on all documents that they have signed that are being part of this proceeding? Mr. Martinez
I did, Your Honor.
and Mr. Barrera.
I did, Your Honor.
Did each of you attorneys specifically sign a document that affirms that the state has complied with Article 39.14 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure in that they provided full discovery necessary for you to assist your client? Mr. Barrera?
That's correct, Your Honor. States complied.
But you did sign an affirmation to that effect, right?
I did, Your Honor.
And Mr. Martinez?
I did sign, and they did comply with the article.
Very good. Now, Ms. Dillon, Mr. Ortiz, each of you reviewed with the assistance of your attorney, each of you reviewed and signed a document titled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. That document identifies each of you individually by your names and case numbers. It talks about what you're charged with, what you're pleading, to what you're pleading, and how you're pleading. And then it has 15 numbered parts or sections that review with you individually in writing your different rights and protections that we talked about, but this time this is in writing. Did each of you sign a defendant's waiver of constitutional rights and court's admonitions? Ms. Dillon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ortiz?
Yes, Your Honor.
In there, one of the things that it says was that each of you knows and understands that the deal that you have made with the state is not binding on me as the judge. As a judge, I have the authority and responsibility to either say yes or no to your plea bargain, to your deal. I have to do one or the other. I also have the authority to give you any punishment within the proper range of punishment for the particular offense involved. I can give you a punishment within the range that is greater or heavier than what you agreed to. If I reject your deal, or if I give you a punishment that's greater than what you agreed to, in that case, the law would allow you to start all over again. And you're told that now by me and in the document that I'm talking about. Do you understand that, Mr. Ortiz
Yes, Your Honor.
and Ms. Dillon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Yes,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. According to the clerk, Linda is saying that there is no paperwork. They have not received any paperwork, whether the plea agreement, discovery, or paperwork on plea paperwork on Dylan.
okay.
No, when they didn't receive any paperwork.
I'm not sure if you haven't signed everything, Judge, but I do know that Mr. Martinez is
I don't know.
I signed everything. I thought I followed the directions.
it's
I
okay,
will
Ms.
do.
Dillon.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
I will-
fine.
Hello,
Hello.
I went through Adobe Sign and that which was there, I have signed. Now, if it's back on there right now, I'll have to double back and find out. We're going to discontinue 640-940 at this time. We will finish 639-202 on Mr. Edmund F. Ortiz.
And Your Honor, I am so sorry. She's texting me and saying that on Ortiz, the plea packet and plea agreement, but no discovery on Ortiz.
Well, how nice. Okay. Then the court will take a 5-minute recess to see where we're at, because right now we